walking down Mulberry Lane right here in our grocery row gardens. This is a nice, pretty tree. Doesn't make very big fruit, but it's pretty. This tree decided not to make any fruit this year. This tree is the dwarf mulberry, which I'm not a big fan of. It makes small fruit. It's called dwarf everbearing usually, but it propagates really, really easily from cuttings, so every single nursery has it. But this tree right now is the tree that is utterly and beautifully productive, and I'm going to show you what we do when we have too many mulberries. Thrift store sheet. And we gently shake the branches to get the ripest of fruits. We just did this a couple of days ago, and there were a lot more. We're actually staying on top of it now. Occasionally I get some that fall on the ground, and of course we have sandy soil, so it makes them really gritty. You gotta be careful. You just kind of pull them off as you can. The nice thing about these white mulberries is that they don't stain like the purple ones do. So they don't leave stains on the sheet. Not that it matters very much when it's just a cheap thrift store sheet, but it does matter if you have a mulberry that you want to grow next to your driveway or your car, etc. If you don't have very much space and you have a mulberry that is a purple one, it can be a little bit of trouble because they can stain like crazy. But these white ones don't, and they taste pretty much like little white sugar bombs. Not quite the full flavor of some of the blacks, more like a white sugar or honey. It's a lot faster than picking them by hand. And often I'll just leave the sheet on the ground and then hand pick around the other side of the tree and throw them towards it, because it gives me a nice big convenient location to throw mulberries towards instead of putting them all in a little bucket and being real careful about it. When you pick mulberries, you just kind of want them to fall off into your hand. They should just roll off. If they don't just roll off, they're not all the way ripe. The sugars are not all the way ready. You just want to kind of put your fingers underneath them, and if they fall off into your hand, that's good. But if you have to pluck them, they're not ready. Live, laugh, compost your enemies. T-shirts now available.
Dawn is breaking, I feel you near, pushing the limits, the sun has appeared. No walls before me, the mists have cleared. I'm coming to get you, I feel you near. If I fly too high, will you catch me? If I melt my wings, can I fall into you? If I fly too high, will you catch me? If I melt my wings, can I fall into you?
That's my favorite way to process white mulberries, because the white mulberry is just pure sugary, so it doesn't really balance particularly well as a jam. But when you dehydrate it, it kind of concentrates the flavor a little more. It makes it rather like eating currants. They're really good dehydrated, and they keep for a really long time. Just get a mason jar or any kind of a jar that has a little bit of a rubber seal on the inside of it. It could be an old jam jar or something. So after you run them through your dehydrator, you can store them in there, and it keeps the moisture from coming back in, because here in lower Alabama our humidity is so high you can't just leave an open container of dried fruit. It's going to rehydrate and then it's going to spoil. So just go ahead and dehydrate them, screw them tight, and they keep for months and months and months. Thanks for joining me. If you want to learn more about how to start your own food forest, check out my food forest course when you join our private community on School, or just go get my book, Create Your Own Florida Food Forest. Catch y'all next time, and until then, may your thumbs always be green.